Welcome back. This is awesome. We're going to have another speaker from Skepticon. And I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty cool to have a lot of people from Skepticon come over here to Logicon. It's like a consplosion, which might be a dirty word, I don't know. She is one of the co-founders of Skepticon, the executive director of Skepticon, which, as you know, is the annual conference located in Springfield, Missouri. It promotes skepticism, science, and education, and she's going to be talking about youth and the secular and skeptic movement. So please help me welcome Lauren Lane.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's what I told myself when we started, like, don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up. Off to a great start. All right, woo! Thank you for letting me be here. I'm not usually allowed on stage more than 2 minutes at a time. I don't know why, so we'll find out today, together, now, in this moment. First, I want to thank the organizers. I know all the hard work that you did to put this conference together, so we get a round of applause for the organizers. Class is almost over, then you can sleep and eat and drink like normal people. Yay! Alright, my name is Lauren. I am the ED of Skepticon, which is a fancy title I gave myself to sound important. This means I do a lot of computery things. I write a lot of emails. I organize Skepticon. It's sitting at my computer. Not sexy, fancy work like being here on stage, but on a big different world. Alright. Whenever I was asked to speak here, I was told to speak about the youth in the skeptic movement and what they're up to. And I don't know. Guys, I don't really know what the youths are up to. I'm not cool. And the whole time I was thinking about what I was going to say up here. Have you ever seen the movie Cousin Vinny? My Cousin Vinny? Where he's talking about the two youths. I just couldn't get past my youths. But society right now, there's a lot of lip service about millennials, the youths, and what they're up to, and how they're whiny and lazy and entitled. Well, first of all, rude. Secondly, not so much true. I mean, intergenerational tensions, as it were, have always been a thing, and now we have the internet and we're well more aware of it. So there's not much I can talk about what the youth are doing as a so-called whiny, entitled, lazy millennial. We don't talk a lot about what we're doing, I guess. But I have been in this movement for, almost a decade now. Skepticon 9 is happening this year, and I'm also turning 30. Two big things, Skepticon 9 and being 30. Yeah! Guys, I lived it over 3 decades. No one thought it would happen. If you believe in yourself, you can achieve your dreams, kids. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say in a very roundabout way is that, I've grown up, for better or worse, in this movement, being an activist. I've seen it since I was 20 years old, now I'm almost 30. So what I can speak to is how the youth are treated in the communities and our organizations in general online, because I've been there, I've done that, and the constant thing people ask me and what they want to know is, where are the youth? Like, I just have them all on my phone, and I'm going to text them all and be like, hey guys, they're asking about us again. We might want to show up or something. I don't know what you're doing. Like I said, I'm not going to have everyone's phone numbers. So what I want to talk about today is how we can make our spaces, our skeptic spaces, our groups, or communities more youth-friendly by talking about some things that have happened here in almost a decade, which sounds so super fucking weird to say, almost a decade of work in this secular movement. All right, here we go. First things first, we want to reach out first. As adults who, I'm just going to assume you'll have a handle on your lives, kind of know what you're doing. Is that being too presumptuous, JT? That might be too presumptuous on you. Okay, cool.
I work in my pajamas now.
Living the goddamn dream, aren't you? Okay, anyway, you want to reach out, and don't be afraid to reach out. If you're looking for a specific, words, I can say them. If you're looking for more college kids, we're on a college campus, Occam's Razors, you're all here. I don't want to freak you out, but the movement is hungry for you. We want you to stay around. Stay. So you want to reach out to campus groups, like-minded groups. I know that there's a pride group here on campus. You might consider reaching out to them, doing some things with them if you're social justice-y minded, which I am. And also online, friends or family, coffee shops, tabletop and gaming stores. The youngins are everywhere. You just have to find them. It's not that hard. Another way to reach out to youth is working with youth organizations. The one that definitely springs to mind is the SSA. You know, they work with students. They have all of the resources you could ever want to reach out to and work with students. So they have a website, fairly easy to figure out. This next one is, you want to have an active online presence. You know, you want to use social media, you want to use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for sure. And you might consider branching out to others like, you know, Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube. But you want to make sure that they don't suck. The youngins are giggling because they know it to be true. Like, we know when you're trying very hard to use Twitter and Facebook and like make it cool, use a meme. If you're not good at it, just embrace it. Or just don't. Also, just don't. Like, maybe not. So definitely be on social media because that's where the youth of today, the millennials, are at. But just don't make it suck. Yeah. You want to recognize ambassadors and use them to your advantage. Now, I'm not asking you to go out there and befriend the entire youth of America because it's impossible. But you can befriend a few young people or people of an age bracket you think is missing from your community. And then work with them, and then they can go to their social circles that you cannot possibly get to, and talk to their friends. Find ambassadors, recognize ambassadors, and foster them so that you can help your communities be better. Also, while you're finding ambassadors, young people are just wary of older people. You're de facto authority to us. Young people, we're still kind of learning that adults aren't in charge of us anymore and we're in charge of ourselves. Like, I'm almost 30 and I'm still having to do some self-checking. I'm like, I can do what I want. When I want, within reason. It's a really fun, interesting thing that you learn in your 20s as a young person. So just be wary that you may seem a little scary. All right, don't be creepy. I'm not calling anyone out, but there have been many times in the skeptic movement when people have come up to me who are older than me, and they're like, I'm so glad you're here. We need more people like you. It's intimidating. It's a little like weird now. Like, you only like me because I'm a young person. It's very strange to be singled out for something that you had no control over, which we all know to be true for many things. But particularly when you're trying to find more youth in your community, don't zero in on them and be like, yes, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Please bring all your friends. So don't be people. Don't make rude or weird comments about age. Like, it's so great that you run a conference, you're so young. Or, it's like, oh, I didn't know it was only for old people. I didn't get that memo. Thanks for letting me know, though. Dad jokes are only for dads. They're not funny unless you're my dad, and then I think it's funny. Because I will tolerate his dad jokes forever. Next big thing, make your organizations and groups youth-friendly. We're talking about not every meetup should focus around similar things. You want to mix up the venue and the topics of your meetups. You know, we have discussion groups, social groups, we have women-only meetups, men-only meetups, meetups specifically for new people, specifically for young people, and just very, very good things you're doing to get a diverse audience. And keep in mind that young people often they can't go to bars. Bars are one of the most popular things the skeptic movement does, but anyone 21 and younger, they can't come and hang out with you. Yeah. I'm so happy you're agreeing because as a 29, almost 30-year-old, I was like, I don't know if I'm qualified for this talk. Am I still young? Oh my God. As a 29-year-old, I can't tell you how many times I've been like, well, have you seen like a gray hair in the mirror yet? Are you feeling weird about being old now? What? But I was some reason. I just hear it in my brain. No one else hears that? I guess it's just the 29-year-olds. Cool. Anyway, way off topic. Sponsor diverse activities and engage. You want to do this. And at these, in your groups and organizations, you want to have and enforce a code of conduct. You're making a space for people when you have a group and you have a meetup, and you want to make sure that space is safe for any and all who want to come. This is vastly, vastly important, something that at Skepticon we work very hard to foster an environment where all are welcome, and if you feel unwelcome, there's ways for us to help you fix your situation, fix the problem, make things better. So have and enforce codes of conduct. And next, after that, now we've talked about codes of conduct, have fun! Fun is always an essential ingredient of any activity or any activism we'll do. As JT touched upon in his talk, that was basically like a really long intro for me. Thanks for that, by the way.
Crown of creation.
Okay. So you want to have fun. I use dinosaurs as a way to make Skepticon fun for me. We have a mascot. It's a dinosaur. I have one in my pocket right now because I'm still a child until a couple months from now. So I'm dinosaur. And lastly, people, they want to be around people who are similar to them. So you want to have a variety of ages in your group. As much as you can, invite any and all. Because if someone who's new to your group sees people like them, same age, they're going to want to stick around. If they're the only young person, I can speak from experience, I'm going to do one of these. Yeah, just me. Okay, cool. Alright, do things that will keep the youth around. You want to listen to them, and not just because you think you should, but because they're a person and they're interesting. They want to feel valued, so listen to their feedback. Take their ideas seriously. They may be young, but they're important. They have great new ideas. Value them. And if any, so far during this talk, you've thought, Lauren, you sound like you're full of shit. You might want to rethink that. Is that because I'm young and attractive that you're not listening to things I'm saying? Yeah, don't do that. I mean, you're right, but don't do that. And don't speak or talk over younger people in the movement. Don't speak for them. They know exactly what they want, what they need. Let them tell you and listen. Give them leadership roles and positions. No one can reach out to the youth, other youth. They know how to find them, that their peers, they know exactly where they're at, what they're doing. So give them a leadership position so that they can make things happen, let them do their own activities. Do something more than just giving them the social media role because they know how to work the Instagram and the Snapchat. Yes, the Instagram. Around those Instas. I'm cool sometimes, okay. So integrate them into your group rather than just relegating them to the hot young people roles of the social media or just puppet roles, like greet her. You want to keep realistic standards. We're young people, I hate to say it, like young people are people too. They're learning how to be adults. They are on their own for the first time. Maybe they're starting a family, maybe they're fighting with their families, they're busy, they have complicated lives. They're just like you. Shit happens. So respect them, give them leadership positions, but don't expect them to be like the most boss person you've ever seen in a leadership role. Foster an environment where they can learn and grow from you while not feeling like you're dictating their every action. So basically be flexible and willing to change, and I put in quotes in, don't be a douche. The skeptic community prides itself on being able to change its mind and its ways when we're presented with new information and new ideas. And it's especially difficult as a young person to get your ideas across in an older movement. So be aware of that and just listen. Be cool, don't be a douche. So branch out and get uncomfortable. Change is hard, embrace it. Don't be upset or weird about it. growing pains happen. Including more ages in your group will most likely change the focus of many things that you do. So roll with it, baby. Guys, I had 2 leaves before I did this talk. I'm being real with you. It's my werewolf time, and it started about 30 minutes ago. Yay! So give the youth, involve them, welcome them, and give them some credit. Let them help you make your organizations better, and do the work to keep up with them and keep up with the latest in the movement. We like to pretend that we're above the infighting, but I think it's important to pay attention as to what's being said, because the new people in the movement are the ones most likely who have some objections to how we have been doing things for a while. So keep abreast of new situations, informed, and think about it. All right. I'm here to take all your questions and totally rock them. Let's do this dance. Anyone? All right, cool. Yes! From a youngin'? From a not so youngin'.
In case you weren't listening to her because she was young, she said thank you from
What? Don't speak for them. You let her think for yourself. You're welcome. It feels weird to be up here like, don't speak for the youth. I actually am doing that right now. I'm not even following my own advice. So, awesome. Yes, in the back.
If you were wanting to get the youth involved in your community more, because they do have a different circle than we do, so they can reach different people, what would be the best way to start that?
You can reach out to groups. We talked about, there's plenty of campus groups here where you can reach out and just do some networking. Friends and family, maybe go to coffee shops, put up some flyers. Facebook, I know that my age group, late 20s, early 30s, are really on Facebook a lot, but younger than that, goodness, I'm annoying myself with the feedback. Or on other social media sites. So online is definitely where you will find most people, but there can be some in-person networking as well.
As a person who's in environments where there's no local SSA, how would one go about grabbing those people whenever there's no SSA established already?
When there's no SSA student group established,
There's no SSA, and nothing even close to that they would do that already started.
well, I'll tell you where I started, dressing like a pirate. That really helps. Starts a lot of conversations. But if that's not your style, I'm telling you, online is where you'll find a lot of people. You could do some flyering, you could host a table in the student union where people are walking by, you have cookies, ask an atheist. There's plenty of different ways to reach people. They're just different. Just find a way to grab attention and your people will find you. Dressing as a pirate worked for us, maybe that's something you want to do, but I'm sure you can come up with something equally as awesome to do it. I believe in you. One day. Just you, no one else. No other questions about the youths? Did I scare everyone?
Sing a song.
I'm not JT, and I will not be singing.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'll only dance to Beyonce if JT comes up here and dances with me. You can challenge.
I sang out was what they call a single threat. Dancing, acting.
Well, it's good that you're so bashful. I want to ask you to dance.
A wise man knows his limitations.
Anyway, this goes way off the range. Shut up, JT. I'm trying to talk up here. Very important. questions, comments, asides, anything, anyone else other than JT? Yes?
You've been involved with Skepticon for a long time. It seems like Skepticon has had intentional diversity. And that includes bringing in young people, people of color, and more representation. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, it's like a whole other talk.
I know. How about just with young people?
Debbie, you should have told me about this last night. I would have been prepared. No, the question is about, as a Skepticon organizer, diversity is something that's been at the forefront of our minds when we're creating a conference. So how do we accomplish that? We're doing a lot of things. The first being the code of conduct. We want to create an environment that is safe for anybody. And so we have and enforce a code of conduct. Secondly, speaker choices. We're very aware of the people that we put on our stage are going to reflect who's in the audience. So we have a lot of women, a lot of minorities, not a lot of white dudes. Sorry, white dudes. You've had a lot of time to talk about yourselves. Time is over. Thank you. And the workshops. We host a lot of workshops about how to make your own communities and spaces more diverse. We are very open to criticism and failing miserably for trying to do things that may or may not work, and learning from those mistakes. So those are just a few things that we're thinking about when we make every time we try to make it as diverse and inclusive as possible.
One more time for Lauren Lane. We're going to have a nice long break now at about, get back here at 3 o'clock, so about, oh, Kelly's got something to say. Kelly always has something to say.
That's true. Since we have a few extra minutes, this is a good time to say thank you to Tara for everything that she's done. The things that we could put this on and the things that have been done, she knows. And some of us do, but we're very thankful and so proud of everything that everyone has done, not just Tara, everybody. Justin's done a wonderful job. Our speakers have been great. Our audience has been wonderful. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. But Tara, we love you. Thank you.
So at 3 o'clock, we're going to have our next speaker. Lena Farrell will be talking about mental illness in the criminal justice system. That's obviously a very big topic these days you see on the news. You're not going to want to miss that. So be back here at 3 o'clock. If you're quick, you might be able to grab a bite to eat. So I'll see you guys soon.